Okay, good afternoon, good evening, folks. We are here with yet another ALTTPR League race. We'll be getting started very soon. My name is Josh Bittner. I am joined with the wonderful VXR441. Tracking for us today is Therio X. We're just going to do some casual boots.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, there was a whole tournament about that. Couldn't imagine who put that one together.
I wouldn't either.
No, week 3, we got Vortex of Doom, we got Slumberjack. With Begone Pot looking to extend their points while Team Go is looking to get some.
As you see from that 12 next to Slumberjack's name, Begone is undefeated so far in League.
So we get to hang out for the next 5.5 minutes or so as we watch our runners do the standard escape sequence, but they will have the benefit of having some lovely dashing boots, the Pegasus boots rather, even, and they'll be getting a sword from the fallen corpse of their uncle right now.
At the same time, he gives them 10 arrows that we can't use right now.
But an instant glove. We like that. That power glove will let us potentially open up some new checks. Should the runners want to make a break for the mountain and at least get the save point out of logic through the dark old man cave.
Yeah, other than that, it doesn't really open up much right away.
For sure. I mean, right now we're just watching our runners do some execution. I know various teachers in the community say that they're going to talk about doing a boots escape as we get a hook shot from the first chest of the escape sequence. That's spicier. Now that makes a mountain play a lot hotter to do.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was, I know there have been some people that have talked about putting a boot start tutorial, but have yet to see one of those. I'd be interested in seeing it, as my typical escape times are about a 5:25 or so, but I always hear a good one is under a 5:15.
Wow, in a cave. That's one step closer to Aghanim.
Yeah, with casual boots, you will have a higher chance of doing an Aga seed, based on the fact that you immediately get a sword. Whereas, as we'll see, there's a swordless mode coming later in the league. And if you don't have a sword, well, you can't really do Aga 1. Not much.
Yeah.
Not usually.
No. Yeah, that's going to be in a few weeks.
Meanwhile, you know, we have our two sprites. Vortex is using a hot dog sprite, while Slumberjack is using a Zelda sprite. So Zelda is leading Zelda out right now for Slumberjack.
I'm just looking at each other. Who are you? Why do you look like me?
It's the Spider-Man meme.
Yep.
I mean, I play with a Vidi sprite, so my sprite is just a bouncing eyeball going all through Hyrule.
That sounds fun.
Pretty goofy, especially when you get the red mail. You know, the eyeball turns super red as if you've left your contacts in overnight. Who amongst us has not done that of the contacts where, fortunately, 5 years ago I got LASIK and ended that particular problem for me.
I've only done that a couple times.
But, yep, we're just sitting pretty as we wait for our runners to get through the escape sequence. It's kind of nice where you don't have to think about like you do in opens modes where, gee, when do I go to the castle to raid all of that out?
Right. Especially when your first club's in back of escape. No, we haven't seen the lamp yet. In standard, you are given a light cone when you go through Hyrule Castle. You don't need a lamp for this, but all other dark rooms will be dark without the lamp.
It's just a friendly thing, so you don't have to do the dark escape every single time. Although, in advanced logic, you are expected to know your way enough through the dark room to get to the torch and light them, be it from the back or from the front. Meanwhile, not too much more, and the hidden stash, just like a piece of heart.
Yeah, and the map, so we don't get to skip Sanctuary Chest today. Vortex is down to 1 heart. It should be fine.
Oh yeah, this is the early game. Vortex, who has been an NMG runner for quite some time, getting that hot sub 510 escape. That is speedy. Whereas Slumberjack, gonna be getting like one of my escapes here. A nice 525.
Yeah, not bad. Lots of bombs in Escape today.
Another nice thing about the boots is you can immediately check bonk rocks.
For 20 rupees.
I believe today's MSU pack that we've gone with so far... Oh, we're doing Saga Frontier right now. I know we had Cadence of Hyrule or Saga Frontier on the menu. Both of them are pretty hot soundtracks.
Yeah.
Ooh, and today's tree pull is full mana pots.
Very nice.
At least the one that we're gonna care about anyway. I mean, there's certain tiers that you can reset by damage or killing enemies, but with a full complement of bombs, I mean, the only thing we could have hoped for was some more money. Did not get that this time.
No. Yeah, that was a heartbeats on Lumberjack Pledge.
Slumberjack opting to skip checking jacks. And both runners, despite being very poor, have skipped the... Oh, well, no. Vortex of Doom picks up the big 20. And there's another 20 inside. Gotta get to 100 rupees to pay off the bottle vendor.
Yeah, although Blind's HUD and the well will help us get there with what we have right now.
That'll
for Vortex.
Yeah, that will... Yeah, Jack will be 10 rupees short after the known checks and the Blind's Hut and the well. So Slumberjack's got to get 10 more rupees. Probably not going to be a problem, if anything. I mean, they could just go down the well again and get 10 more rupees that way.
Yeah, and odds are there's rupees in some of these chests. Like, yep, there's your 50 rupees.
Ka-ching! And a bottle. We like that. Nice and early. We get to check Stick Kid in one go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Lots of money.
Yeah, we gotta come here completely broken. We would have been fine.
But still short of kind of the meta play that really came about during the Boots tournament, where everyone hoped to get 500 rupees because you would go to the South Shore and then do a water walk / dash and pay the scam fish. Just like right off the hop at about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Still a little poor for that, though.
Yeah. Get a little more money, but not much.
And $100 for a boomerang. The red meringue, to be specific.
Yeah, the more important one.
Well, you'll touch off a few of the people in the community that really love the blue meringue over the red meringue, but
It depends. It really don't care. Yeah, I don't really care. Okay, first map check shows a pendant at Hera and a red crystal at Eastern.
Alrighty. So going up the mountain out of logic is a little less valuable because you won't get a crystal out of that Hera play. Ooh, and the moon pearl from Sick Kid. Very cool.
Another heart container. So we're just missing a hammer or mitts to get Dark World access, but we're also a lamp away from Aga.
Yeah, fortunately, we're getting out of the standard play. Probably both runners will go to South Shore and continue a more standard opening here. Just 20 buckaroonies on the library ledge, so let's check out the race game, and then we'll get our first save and quit. Just a piece of heart. No, thank you. We are in the Invitational League here for both of these runners, so a lot of those runners are very comfortable playing at low health, so pieces of heart that take 15-20 seconds to get will be not very interesting for these kind of runners. There's Vortex doing their map check while we're going to go flood an unknown region south of Hyrule as we get the cane from the dam.
Very nice. Vortex is going to skip that for now. It's probably going to run back and get it after doing this stuff.
Yeah, there's an anti-meta play where you would do the dam, as we only see $20 for the sunken prize, and then you dash straight to Agina just to protect yourself against a bad thing at Agina. But both of our runners are going to go into Mini Moldorm Cave, getting some health, but not really much else. Some health and some money.
Yeah.
Still well short of Zora's cash, so...
Yeah, it's looking like Eastern Palace is probably going to be our answer.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends if you want to be cheeky and go up to the mountain and sequence break it. I mean, that's... You never know what you're going to find. The game's not expecting you to be up there, so it could be a bunch of nothing, but could be something.
Yeah. Could have your hammer up there. And just Red Rupee, nice Red Cave.
And comes the water walk from Vortex. They're probably gonna examine a few things, probably check Lake Hylia Island, as well as probably at least do the Waterfall Fairy Cave and scout the ledge on Zora Ledge. Or just go straight to the waterfall area.
Okay.
They could be saving their water walk so that they can then check the camper. As they lose their water walk, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I guess they will. Oh, okay, they was saved. All right, yeah, because they're gonna go check out probably the camper after viewing it. So as we're gonna see Slumberjack checking the camper at the same time now. Both runners are gonna high five. Or a heart container. So a lot of disappointment so far. We're too broke for Zora right now, which is in logic. Probably we're gonna go head to the eastern area, as you were saying.
Yeah.
Generally, the move is to check the Saha 3 before you go into Eastern proper. Maybe you get something good.
Yeah. Vortex is going to get the Kana Samaria. Green Pendant is in pod today.
Oh, baby. I can hear Leoria of Light now, believing in Pendant Pod.
Oh, here's our Zora money. And our logical...
Loot and flippers from the back of Saha's closet.
I was going to say logical death. There's your logical Death Mountain access.
There you go. Who needs to go? Well, I mean, they'll probably rescue Gary in the dark, but... as we see Vortex, they are going to go check out the Agina Cave. Who knows? Might have something good. So we have Slumberjack playing the song of the Swag Duck people. And the prize here at Agina is just another heart container.
Seen a lot of heart containers so far.
Very healthy start. So we're gonna have to see what Vortex opts to do next as Slumberjack go into the mountain.
Looks like Vortex might be going through Old Man Cave, or going through the entry cave.
Okay, that's totally fine. You know, this is what you could do without those flips. I mean, those the flute even. Nothing stopping you. Eventually, though, Vortex will have to go raid Saha's closet to collect that flute, most likely, as they will be forced to go into, probably the mire. Gary with a suspicious mushroom.
That is out of logic right now. But we can... Oh, we can't actually reach Magic Bat, but Fake Powdering is in play once we're able to.
Or most runners in this case, probably with an early mushroom, probably turns it in, as we have a bottle on top of Spectacle Rock, inside money. And now, in a video game with no fall damage, you can just yeet yourself off the mountain, and then we're gonna go to the east side. Also, I suggest not eating suspicious random mushrooms in real life either. You could get very sick.
Right, yeah. PSA.
Just looking out for everyone out there on SpeedGaming.
That green 20 is the boot's replacement, and we get the fire rod.
Oh, baby.
Remember, it doesn't really open up anything right now because Aghanim's still out of logic with it, even with it, because there's dark rooms that don't have the lamp or don't have torches. More money.
Lots of... There's our bow.
Oh,
okay.
bow.
And with that fire rod, you may now go to Eastern. So they're going to do Spiral Cave, as we're going to see simultaneous bomb jumps here. You got to do Spiral Cave to finish off the play on the mountain, but I suspect both runners are going to hightail it to the eastern area, and that probably will mean Vortex will get their flute and flippers and be like, ah, I should have came here all along.
Yeah. It's a Bloopy on Floating Islands.
And what will we get for 20 seconds of dashing in a spiral? The answer is disappointment and anger. Also known as 5 rupees.
Yeah.
Well, this seed continues to lead around our runners around by the nose, so it's off to the Eastern Palace area for Vortex.
Yeah. And I'd expect... Oh, I'm going to turn the mushroom now.
Vortex opting not to go... Oh, they'll probably check the Saha closet after they're done with Eastern, I would hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was just 20 rupees in the mushroom.
And
back to King Zora.
Yeah, flush with cash now. It's a nice cave usage by Vortex. It's kind of a heads-up play that will help you cut down your times when you're, when you have certain items available to you. You can use your cape since you don't really need mana in this dungeon. You can dodge all of those cannonballs.
Yeah.
Little things like that can cut your time down a few seconds here, 5 seconds there, you know.
Oh, map and compass already.
Cornucopia of dungeon trash so far, then.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the big scam, let's see what we get.
Big scam.
Ultra scam. In the
Ooh,
mirror.
Okay.
All right.
Now that tells us the big key's vanilla, so Armos Knights are technically out of logic.
Well, we have the
These
fire
are-
rods, so they're back in logic.
Well,
Oh wait, no, yeah, you're right. The lamp logic.
Yep. This is entirely landlocked.
I'm just so, lamp lock, like ignoring that it doesn't even register in my brain anymore.
If lamps in Hera basement, that would just be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, you could be forced to go into Hera now that we have the mirror, which was in logic. So the lantern could be in Hera, but I doubt our runners will do that. I think.
Good chance Hammer and Mitz are in Hera.
That could be. I'm just trying to think of what else we got available to us right now. Ooh, we have Moogle Charm pointing out in chat that Vortex skipped the big chest.
Yeah, and it is an item.
Uh-oh. That could just be just a little bit of a little brain fart there. We'll see if it punishes them, because that could be disaster. That's a guaranteed last location. Your brain has almost certainly checked that off as something you've done.
Yeah, and you run past it and you think, oh, I've already opened it. Oh, nice powder.
More questionable substances. So we will see. And it looks like, yes, Vortex is interested in going to the Saha's closet. That's going to collect them their flips and their flute. But a big question mark remains in that Eastern Big Chest immediately. That is very scary. For Vortex's sake, I hope it's nothing. Vortex likely to go swimming now.
Back to Zora.
You see Slumberjack using the cape. That's a way that you can avoid taking damage from the anti-fairies. Vortex about to get their scam. Say goodbye to 5 hundo.
Yeah. All right, early moment of truth. Okay, just 50 rupees.
Woo. Vortex freshly scammed. And now It's time for Slumberjack to go fight their Armos Knights. Starting to run out of things to do.
Yeah, Tower Repair is really the only thing I can think of.
No valid way into desert. And probably, yeah, one of the 2 items in Hera is going to be our answer. Alright, Slumberjack entering the fight, setting up the quick kill. And Vortex is turning in the mushroom. Have to imagine that as Slumberjack does a little bit of swag with that red meringue. Very cheeky. Have to imagine both of our runners are heading back to the mountain to unfortunately be forced to do Harris.
I think that's where they're going. After all, they're going to be converging into our Vera.
Slumberjack, unfortunately, getting a little bit dead-rocked and bouldered. But our runners are essentially tied for the moment. And Vortex says, "Why, thank you. I will take that bottle with a fairy in it."
Yeah. It's good safety to have.
It allows you to play with a little bit more courage and or recklessness, knowing that you can't die. Crash in the front.
Oh, Slumberjack getting dead rocked.
That's very aggravating. There's the big key. So now we can do
Very
a
nice
spin speed
Harapot.
That was a spin speed Harapot, some vintage tech. Honestly, once you have a Harapot method that you can reliably do on the first attempt or so, you know, you just kind of stick with that. One of our 2 items is a
Third bottle. Nice, small key. So second item is either Moldorm or basement, and it's going to be our progression.
Yep. You would be forced to do Hera. The Hera basement. And meanwhile, we're going to see another slightly newer tech here for a Harapot, which is the Philly Pot. That's the one I still do. Apparently there's a newer one that if you back into the explosion, you'll get it every time. Ooh.
That was close.
Yes, this is a fighter sword Moldorm fight.
Yeah,
no other weapons.
Yeah, this is how you'd fight him in vanilla. Oh
my goodness.
Close call.
Gets the dash.
Is it here or is it in the basement? It's in the basement.
All right, strap in. You got yourselves a 45-second or so, quote, coffee unquote, break. Goodness, I said coffee like my New York accent kind of came out. So, we can tell her, you got any good jokes besides this seed making you do this? Alright, nice kill by Slumberjack.
Alright.
Hey, there we got Seru, our tracker, with a nice pun in there. It's always terrible when you are forced to go to the basement. Waka waka!
Alright. Is this hammer, mitts, lamp, shovel, something else? It's a hammer.
A hammer. Alright. Finally. Oh, interesting. We're gonna see Vortex immediately check Spike Cave. Why not?
Last pendant, Skull Woods, and our other 5/6 is Ice Palace.
Might as well do it. You're not gonna have a much better opportunity to do it. Surprised that they didn't go with a hookshot strat to extend the length of their time before they have to use magic. But 10 hours is their prize. Let's see what Slumberjack opts to do.
Looks like Vortex is gonna... Might as well just knock out Swamp Palace.
You could, definitely checking out Hype Cave. It would be really rad to have, like, say, a sword in there or something to make that dungeon a lot less miserable. And we've hit bottle percent from Johnny Two Bombs. There's the layup. $5 and $20. So that's a solid 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Not too hype, but the lamp means hooray! No dark rooms today.
Yeah.
No more dark rooms today.
Yeah, Vortex is gonna make that Swamp Palace play.
I mean, you can just go ahead and do it. Some runners would prefer to try and hope to go mode this dungeon, but hey, lots of items here. Ooh, we have a red crystal at ice. And then we knew about Pendant Pod and Pendant Skull Woods.
With that lamp, that Pendant Pod's full clearable in logic now.
Yeah, that might be the play I would shade towards. Just because you can defeat the boss not too much slower than usual by using the bow.
Vortex, please be careful.
Well, he does have the fairy. He won't die, but...
oh yeah, I forgot. I think he's got 2 fairies next, or even 3. No, wait. Was that a fairy bottle in Hype Cave?
Yes.
Okay, then I believe that they have 3 fairy bottles, then.
Yeah, aside from losing about, 5-10 seconds from a death animation, you're, feeling quite brave. This seed has given the runners tons of safeties to keep them alive, be it bottles, cape. The Slumberjack is doing a little follow. And hey, why not give them a follow, by the way? And the links to their Twitch channels are in chat, as we see Vortex take their first death there with the Fairy Revive. Lots of links coming up in chat there. You could follow my co-commentator, myself, and our tracker as well. And you can check out all the league links.
Don't they say there's always a sword in swamp?
Classic.
Yeah, going straight to left side swamp, understandable. We're nowhere near go mode.
Yeah, there is way too much to do.
Although,
I wouldn't necessarily call this seed linear to answer chat's question. Runners could have done something else. They just opted to do the same dungeon. Ooh, as we're gonna see Slumberjack skip left side swamp.
I was just thinking, we also have Skull Woods clearable in logic. Pet is in logic.
I'd rather stay away from Skullwoods because of it's not necessarily to beat the game. I mean,
Yeah.
you can raid the front, see if you get an item, and leave.
Although Ped could really just be, I mean, of course, we're still looking for mitts, still looking for ice rod, at least one medallion.
So the left side has just a piece of heart as we see Slumberjack get a mail upgrade out of the back. And a compass. Vortex disappointed. The sword was the big find here. The mail also very nice to have. So now it's time to collect another crystal. So we'll see if Argus either has the big key or if they have the last item and the big key has locked itself inside of the chest. Not unlike locking your keys in your car.
That'd be bad.
Only bad for Argus as they have locked their keys. There's Slumberjack with the kill and the Ice Rod. We are just a glove and a medallion away from Turtle Rock access.
And potential go mode if they're both the same medallion and both of the Iron Turtle Rock are the same medallion and they find it.
Yeah, this seed has really, really given a lot of presents. Nice to have that ice rod along our required route, so you don't have to go looking for that. Now it's time to go investigate South Dark World and then eventually mirror into the woods entrance and then check out Vu. Just some bombs in Cave 45.
And we can't burn off the Stumpy.
Now it's time to say goodbye to 80 rupees, as it's time to go digging. Vortex is going to be hot on Slumberjack's heels as we get
Single arrow.
the arrow of destiny, the middle finger, a single arrow, whatever you like to call it.
A unique item.
Since we're on Power Gloves, we are going to have to take the long way to get to the Kakariko portal. And we'll see if Slumberjack opts to go into Skull Woods and collect a free item or so in the front. I like to do that. Kinda... It almost always feels like one item is going to be fire locked, and that's, even though we have the fire rod, that's kind of far away, although they're choosing to go directly into Vu. Dunka in shambles.
You need a choice between Crystal Thieves Town and Pendant Skull Woods.
Well, I mean, if you can get one item out of the front very quickly, you know, that's... you could get something good. But, no, I'm making a reference to Big Dunka, who, runs a ladder community for this game, and they put together a 10,000 seed survey, and their survey suggests that probably going into Skull Woods is a good idea.
Magic bat, just 20 rupees.
Hey, you have to check that out. Ooh, as we get bombos from the C-shaped house.
So, potentially, this could be Let's Go mode, but we don't know medallion requirements.
Yeah. Probably our runners, as soon as they get those mitts, would probably want to investigate Meyer at the very least and see if they can get in and beat that. And then if they can, cool. And check in the mountain, though, probably going to be a while.
Two items in the front, heart and 300 rupees.
Yeah, the seed is just re-upping our runners' wallets. Lots of cash, this seed. Can be fun, though, when you see a seed that is money-starved because all the 300 packs are in Ganon's tower.
Just use the cape to run through the hallway.
Yeah, I mean, that is a smart use of your tools. Both of our runners are basically following the same path. It's just a couple minor deviations to check some overworld randomly here and there, as all of this been the difference of set of our runners here.
Five arrows for the stun prize. Not worth. And as our tracker is saying, we are taking the maiden on a blind date.
Our tracker has jokes. But yeah, just want to say thanks for everyone for who's tuned in so far to this here race. I hope you all are enjoying a good show our runners are putting on. They're definitely playing at a very impressive level today.
Nice job staying on the blind script. And just gets 10 arrows for it.
But hey, another crystal. We needed that.
And that's his third.
At this point, I think I would probably go to pod. You know, continue collecting crystals, full clearing to collect what we need, which is just a set of gold gloves.
Yeah, and maybe Ether or Quake.
Looks like we're gonna do an investigation of Skull Woods on Slumberjack's side. Let's see. I know we have the cane, so we can skip the puzzle in the middle. Let's see if we get a nice, quick, and easy prize here, or if it's even like a small key, so you don't have to steal one from the pot in this part of the dungeon. Just a compass.
And he's going to the back.
All right, I think they're going moth hunting. I mean, there is some merit going this way because you could check Lumberjack and King's Tomb this way, and then go to Catfish, and then work your way down to the pyramid and pod that way.
Yeah. There's one item.
And they are going bug hunting.
And it's 50-50 that Mathio's not going to be the map. We'll could have the big key, and then it just leads to an item in the big chest, but can't have a small key.
Alright, let's see what's on Bumper Ledge. With that cape, nope, just some berries. Otherwise known as bombs.
Yep.
And especially at this level, really one decision like the one Slumberjack is doing could be what decides the race, especially at this caliber of runner.
For sure.
And let's see what's the Lumberjack.
You mean Graveyard Ledge?
I mean, I'm sorry, even Graveyard Ledge. Well, not the answer today. Lumberjack being careful, because they are out of mana, so they have to get up close and personal with that bug.
They fine. I'm blue mail, so everything will do 1 heart.
And they have fairies. And if they really wanted to, there's the kill. Only 20 rupees at King's Tomb, so... And there was the map. So, still 1 item in the front of Skull Woods.
Vortex gonna head to the pot area.
Yep, they are skipping Catfish. Those little chompy boys kind of got in their way of their dash line.
Those enemies are annoying.
The ones that are really annoying are those little jump rope things. I don't know the name of the enemies. The Ropas, yeah. Oh, I thought those were the name of the snakes.
I think they're just snakes, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. I think I've played like maybe 3 Zelda games and out of the whole series, which would be A Link Between Worlds, this one, Link's Awakening. Oh, and I did play Minish Cap. That's
okay,
true.
so they are ropes. So there's ropes and ropas. That's not confusing at all.
Oh
and
my
they're
goodness. Wow, that just changes the race completely. That's gonna be a while for Vortex of Doom to probably head up Skull Woods. They have patently ignored it. Looks like Slumberjack is probably gonna investigate what medallion we need for Turtle Rock, or change their mind.
I mean, Vortex is going to get funneled into Skullwood sooner rather than later. Ooh, I'm feeling this hover.
So let's investigate Meyer.
That looked like Quake.
So we're not in go mode. We will need...
Oh, another sword's
wow.
nice.
And finding, while you're well, since he's not in true go mode yet, he has to check all this stuff out anyway. But knowing to not have to either hunt for another sword or some silvers to, speed up a potential MS Silverless fight in some way, that's huge.
We got both items out of Skullwoods. There was nothing in the pinball room. Okay, so I believe Big Key Chest has a small key, if I'm counting items correctly.
In Pod, it can't. You're expected to have 6 keys before doing the maze.
I'm talking about the Big Key Chest, not the big chest.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Meyer Shed had a sword.
So this is putting Slumberjack on the express train towards go mode. Those myths were huge. And there's a shovel in the U basement pod.
Oh, there's Quake. We might be back in go mode.
Yeah, that's looking very nice for Slumberjack. Right, pretty much in the opposite world's doorstep, realizing that they do not, in fact, have a small key to open that door, but the odds of them needing the Ether Medallion at this point, well, they're always 1 in 3, but having the other 2 medallions, I would call myself in pseudo-go mode.
Yeah, it's probably a little lower than 1 in 3 because Ether can be in GT.
But doesn't look like Vortex is gonna find much of anything useful. Maybe he'll find some silvers or something like that in their travels, while Slumberjack is probably gonna just turbo through these dungeons.
I don't know if that quite qualifies as key under the mat, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, right up there. Yeah, sometimes the items just break your way when you're a bit more thorough.
Well, at least Ped can't have the Desert Palace big key because this is not Key Sanity, and we already got it off the torch anyways. There is an item on the right side of the Desert Palace, but Slumberjack's not going to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't think they're very interested in much. I mean, we'll see where they go next. They gotta take care of Ice Palace, they gotta take care of Meyer. I think they want to just sate their curiosity and know if they're truly in go mode right now.
Yeah, just rip the band-aid off.
I mean, if they can get into TR, they can just beat it, and then be truly in go. That's the only question they have left in mind. They are kind of taking the long way out over there, as Mugelshram is pointing out. That was a little... Because we have the hook shot. We can go that way to do it. As we see Vortex, they are collecting their green pendant. And they're conveniently very near Sahaslara to turn that in for whatever that will be. Alright, let's see. Are we in go mode? Survey says...
We are.
Alright, that officially means go mode at 53, 58 or so for Slumberjack. They can turbo through the rest of this game. They need nothing.
Just gonna save TR for last. Save.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't have to make that. Again, don't have to make another. Or you can save that extra climb for the end.
Yep. So, it's just a matter of when will Vortex go to Skullwoods and get their mitts. They haven't touched Skullwoods at all. It is going to be locking them out of a lot, so eventually they're going to get pushed there.
Yeah. And Quake will just be on the way.
Well, they might be heading over that way now, which really does help put them back into the game. But they are definitely, I mean, they are a desert palace behind. Definitely a tall order for them to make up time, as Slumberjack is in go mode, has no reason to check literally anything. Tempered Silverless is just fine. No need to pick up silvers unless you literally stumble into them looking for big keys in dungeons that require a big key for you to complete the dungeon.
Yeah, but Slumberjack kept the switch so he can avoid needing the big key. In case it's not on the way.
Setting up the icebreaker. And now Vortex is gonna get the bad news. Ah, fiddlesticks. I should have come here a lot sooner.
There we go. Yeah, he's going to open up chests that are at least on the way. You'll want to at least get a small key.
Yeah, I mean, that way you don't get locked out of anything. Okay, he left the small key behind. He doesn't have one right now. So he can't open that door unless that's one here. Nope, you
I
can't
think he
do that.
realized his mistake.
Yep. Whenever you're doing icebreaker, you just collect that key. Unless you already got one from the Pengator room. I believe, chat, the door, it didn't just say no, it said, I'm locked, from Alice in Wonderland. So Vortex, following the path that Slumberjack has laid down, and is going to desert immediately, so they're going to be able to get their required medallion over here. And they too will be in go mode, although they'll be about 5 minutes behind. Alright, it is time for... did Vortex not open the big chest, and didn't that have the Quake medallion?
That was a map chest that had it.
Oh, okay. Vortex, realizing they might be behind, might have just committed an even graver error here. You will need that medallion to get into Turtle Rock. And that's the thing about this game, in addition to being a physical game to execute, have to have the mental side where you have to keep so much in mind as you go through even a simpler mode like this in Casual Boots, where you have to count your chests, especially when you're not in go mode, and when you're feeling the pressure of being behind. It's could be a way to make a mental mistake, but we'll see if they go back in.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Slumberjack heading on their way to Mire. Alright, looks like they're going back in. Woo.
Okay, good.
That would be an even bigger tragedy because the odds of collecting one item after you leave the zone like that probably would have put it to a near last location. So that's the small key. They know that they gotta go check that out.
Alright, as go mode for Vortex, although he doesn't know it yet.
Go mode at 1 hour 15 minutes. That's about 7 minutes behind when Slumberjack got it. They got it at, I believe, 53:58 is when I set it. Somewhere around there. 53:28 or 53:58, something like that, in the 58
Close
minute.
enough.
And now we're going to see Vortex heading into Meyer directly. So honestly, because of not checking the, as we get our big key to Meyer here, actually this kind of puts him pretty close now, if I'm counting... Oh no, he has to do Ice Palace. Both of our runners in the same dungeon, just that Vortex will have to do Ice Palace at some point. Probably after this dungeon. Slumberjack making good use of their fairy, their magic power to get a quick heal. And there's quite a few ways they could take care of Vitreous. They have the cape, so they can do a cowardly slash strategy like I like to do sometimes. They can use the invincibility as well to dash through the little eyeballs. They can do NMG strats where they just tank the poison damage and do lots of spins.
And then 8 arrows for the big guy.
Overall, pretty comfy. Lots of ways they can take care of it. And then... yeah, that'll just leave Turtle Rock remaining for Slumberjack.
And it's going to be the mash the sword with the cape strats.
Yeah, I mean, you'll save some arrows by doing it this way if you're hitting the eyeball.
Yeah, I might only need a handful.
Well, yeah, so you save a few. It could have been, you know, you have to always think about your arrow count when you're heading on your way to GT. If you burn them all here, I mean, we have the flute, you can go pick up a refill from the upgrade cave, since we're rich. But we'd rather not, you know, spend time on things like that if we don't have to. Alright, let's... we're gonna re-up on some potions, do a little shopping. Or they are completely full up and they have to either burn potions or they're just gonna go flute. Either way, it's time to do go mode TR and we're off to end the game.
Yeah.
Vortex opting for more of the NMG strats. When you have tempered like that, you know, a few spins can obliterate the little lies very quickly.
Yeah. Alright, he's up to crystal number 5. You still gotta do Ice Palace. There's still an Ice Palace behind.
Yeah, I mean, he was technically 7 minutes behind Go Mode acquisitions, but Slumberjack did opt to do an extra mountain climb to confirm their Go Mode, whereas Vortex, by the assumption of having 2 medallions, just thinks they're in Go Mode and is playing accordingly. Which is kind of the correct way to do it when you're kind of weighing the percentages out.
Yeah, and that's looking like if he doesn't need either, it's a jet seed, so you can't lose too much time.
Yeah, and especially as probably Vortex feels a bit behind because of that MITS pickup, since they had to go out of their way to get that. Probably has to assume they're in Go Mode and really turn on the execution jets here. So he's clawed back some time by virtue of not going out of their way for a few things, but it's still a tall order for any runner in this position to make up that kind of time. But hey, stranger things have happened. You could have some, Ganon's tower routing affect you if the runners do 2 different routes, and one of the routes is the correct one. Say if you go Hope right, while the other runner does a rando rush or a full left. There are still ways that Vortex could potentially claw back some time. At this point, we're just seeing Slumberjack working their way through Turtle Rock, collecting some small keys that they need. We'll steal the key from the lava chest area and skip that chest, and then we'll head towards the back, towards Trinex.
Yep. Yeah, no need to check lava chest when you're in Go Mode and you already have the big key.
Yup.
Slumberjack feels like he could maybe skip big chest, although there is the rare occurrence of needing that.
Yeah, or sometimes there is a small key there, which is nice, and then you don't even have to do laser bridge for a chest. Some runners like myself, it's a kind of a conservative play, but I often like to check the big chest, no matter what. On the off chance that it lets me skip all of laser bridge, which is always great. Meanwhile, Vortex playing with a little bit of fire here at 2 hearts against 1 heart now against the Cold Stare. I mean, they have fairy, so they're fine. But they get it done. Nicely done. I just wanted to shout out, in addition to like league stuff, SpeedGaming also hosts a randomizer daily and weekly. Tonight, and approximately an hour and a half, we will be doing the small key shuffle, which is one of the selected modes for the league playoffs. So if you're in the league and you want to sneak in a rep, you can join today's daily, and you'll be able to see if you like that as one of the selections for Game 4 or Game 3.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you have small keys shuffled, but everything else is still in their own dungeon.
Yes, correct. To answer Recitador, only the small keys, the maps, the compasses, the big chests will still be in there. Just the small keys shuffled.
What put Vortex behind was doing Pod instead of Skull Woods. I mean, it was down to pick a pendant, pretty much.
Right.
Minus a few checks. Or
It
plus the
just
D6.
it goes back to the strategy of when you go into the Kakariko portal, do you make a quick dip of the Skullwoods front immediately? There's a school of thought that says the runners that say yes, you should do that, and some that say nah. And today, doing it was the correct answer. Meanwhile, we have Slumberjack ending Trinex. So I guess it's time to play a number game. I usually go with 16 because I like to go do a Hope right or a Bwayne style route to Stalfos room right. But the answer is it's always in rando room, so that's why I say 16.
I'm gonna go with 19.
Yeah, that could put you. That probably puts you behind Ice Armos.
Maybe right side, depending on how you if you go full left.
All right, here comes your guess. Let's see it. As your guesses are going to be done now. You are now going to be officially too late.
I'm gonna start by going right to Hope Room. Oh, okay. Number 1 it is.
So now you just go left for a hot second and collect your key, and goodbye. No one guessed 1. I think I see the closest. I see a 4, a 3. Oh, T-Stew. Nice one, T-Stew. You are the winner of absolutely nothing aside from a bunch of free seeds from ALTTPR.com. Lifetime supply. Enjoy.
I love that bunny sprite.
So, well, that lets Slumberjack begin climbing immediately. And we have the titular Big Dunka in chat. I referenced your 10,000 seed survey about going into Skull Woods, and in this seed, it was correct. So we're seeing Vortex head over to finish Trinex here, while Slumberjack is heading into the Landmo's 2 room.
Nice laser skips. We're trying to conserve magic for the rest of the climb. Okay, just gonna use Fire Rod there.
Vortex going with the fancy-dancy backdoor strats. Gets the 1 cycle, and it's time to end Trinex for good.
It's looking to be most of a GT climb behind. Yeah, I hadn't seen that bonk either.
We aren't checking a single chest. Well, I wonder where Ganon will tell us where those silvers belonged.
I'm gonna say probably his tower. Alright, let's see how Slumberjack does with his agonometry lesson.
It's a nice tag in there.
Oh, there's half magic and Astolfo Sermon GT.
Useful, but we're checking that out, and now we're gonna go right. And he'll see that the big key was just chilling. Meanwhile, Slumberjack heading into the Ganon fight while Vortex starts climbing. And we get a Spaceballs reference today.
Ah, that's where that came from.
Yeah, it's funny because, I mean, that movie came out in 1987, but I don't know why. It's probably because I was just a Star Wars and Trek nerd, so I ended up seeing that Mel Brooks parody when I was a kid. Otherwise, it's definitely a ladies and gentlemen and other identifiers of a certain age kind of reference.
Alright, Ganon, where'd you hide those arrows? My tower. Figured. Alright, he does get Torch Clips, gonna use the blue potion.
Yep, and get that refill.
12 spins to win.
Here we go. We're setting up for triples, so mana won't be too much of a concern. This is something I have to admit that I have to get better at. I kind of am committing myself to a nice grind into the run-up of main tournament of next year, because I want to be in the contention to make it, like say rank 130 to 150 or so. And it would be good to get these triples and also to stop dying on Master Sword Ganon when you don't have a cape.
Right. Alright, and there we go. Get your GGs in chat.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's over aside from crossing one bridge, which Slumberjack will safely be able to do, given where they're standing. And with a hot 119, even on race time, he even beats the 119. It's a hot 118.59. Slumberjack is your winner.
You know, and speaking of main tournament, you know, referencing one of the Triforce texts of the past main tournaments, he beat the 121 that Days Cloud would have gotten.
We love it. Love to see it. I was very tempted to pay for a slot to put in the chorus of Down with the Sickness by Disturbed just to meme. And speaking of memes,
there's the
validation
silvers.
check. That's extremely funny. Speaking of memes, not just ooh-ah-ah-ah.
And we're joined by Slumberjack GG.
GG's.
Now, I was reading over the race room. You thought Skullwoods was a crystal at first.
Yep. Were you surprised when it went straight to the back of Skullwoods?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was a gamble.
Us in chat were a little confused, so couldn't have been as confused as you as when you saw that pendant drop, though.
Yep. I mean, it worked out because the myths were in that dungeon, and then that basically put me right next to the medallion that I needed from Mr. Meyer, and then I just had to check if I was in go mode or not. So it worked out, and I, talking to Vortex, like, this race is, it was a 50-50. You either dip Pod or you dip Skullwoods, and I just happened to be dumb enough to not notice that I had mismarked Skullwoods, and went into the correct one of the two pendants, so...
I mean, I would argue the time, and I kind of follow the big Dunka conspiracy of checking the front of Skullwoods as soon as you're able to when you get in from the Kakariko portal. So that would have been something I would have done as well, but yep, I would have had the same reaction of you upon that pendant drop. I would have been like, what? With a little shock and surprise, but GG's, you've played this seed fantastically as we're watching Vortex on Phase 2 doing some dash poke strats inside the Ring of Fire in Phase 2. They take a death, but we were swimming with fairies this seed. This seed had a lot of friendly stuff for you two at the start of the race.
Yeah, did you also like how I tried to buy a blue potion when I had 3 fairies and a blue potion on me? That was also very, very, very good display of what we see here in the Invitational League.
You know, it's so hard to pay attention to everything, right? You know, when you get bottle mode, bottle percentage, like 15 minutes into the darn seed.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for doing the shopping trip, though.
Yeah, no half magic. Just I don't want to lose a silly Trinex mishap or Ganon mishap. You know.
Oh yeah.
That's an acceptable 15 seconds for me to do that. Except for when I already have a blue potion. Today not acceptable, but in general, you know.
Oh yeah, and we can get our GGs in for Vortex as they, by the way, found silvers at the validation chest.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, this seed had some jokes. So they shot 2 silvers into Ganon, and they are done as well.
GG's.
Yeah, I mean, talk about that's a troll. So the bow that you found, very, very, very required.
Yep.
And let's see, we are joined by Vortex of Doom, GG.
GG.
Yo, GG.
I hear someone found silvers.
Yeah. Figured
Oh,
I saw you finished, and I did not play well past that point. I was typing in between everything I did, and had a great Ganon fight. Probably would have been faster if I just focused and did silverless. But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, that was a quick seed. I mean, it's definitely justifiable why you went to pod. That was where the item density was. Just unfortunately, you know, runners of U2's caliber, you know, one decision makes the difference in a mode like Casual Boots, where it's very fast, and you can cover a lot of ground very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking in the race room, and I don't know if Slumberjack mentioned it, but he thought Skullwoods was a crystal, and that's like impossible to beat this seed. Like, even if you do it back to front, it's just so much time that you probably just don't spend on other things.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's those myths.
yeah. I actually thought about starting VOO, but having Fire Rod, I didn't really want to decide between doing Moth or not. I'd probably, if I didn't have it, I would probably just like dip it just to be kind of on the safe side. But making that decision when it's full clearable is just so hard that I just went hype.
Yeah, I think I would have dipped it either way because I was kind of routing to do North Dark World, and then I got the mitts, and then went, I might be in go mode, and at that point I just like quickly did the save and quit and just like started checking like the mire area and stuff like that to see if I was or not. So I think no matter what, I would have ended up in Skullwoods as quickly as I did. I was just dumb and went to the back of Skullwoods first and did Mothula first.
Okay, because I also routed that way, but I just went straight to Bumper and Graveyard Ledge. I did not seriously consider dipping Skull at that point because I was like, I already have Hera done. Pod is so many items. I'll just do Skull and Pulped. I figured that was the most likely thing for someone to do. Like, sure, you can dip Skull, but I don't know. When it's clearable, I always find it's super not tempting to dip as a pendant. Because like if I go, I'm probably gonna make sure I get both items.
Yeah.
But it's a much more tempting dip if it was like honestly like Fire Rod for go instead. I maybe dip it there just because like, well,
true,
you know, exactly what you're gonna get out of it, and it's gonna be pretty quick checks. But
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah, GG's. I will just say, hey, thank you everyone for watching. Follow Vortex and myself if you want to follow the commentators who have been putting on this thing for you, the trackers as well. Thank you for pressing buttons, and I will leave it to all of you to do what you do. Thank you, GG's. Good night.
GG's and good night. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot left to say here. Any last thoughts for you, VXR, on our way out?
I don't.
Yeah, well, in that case, just want to say, hey, thanks for watching, everyone, this fantastic race between Slumberjack and Vortex of Doom. You know, big ups to my co-commentator, VXR, and our tracker, Say Rex. I actually pronounced it right this time. I saw that you posted it in the text channel. My bad. At least I got it right once. I'm Josh Bittner. Drop us all a follow, and hey, check out the links in the Discord chat. You know, to the Discord for the league. Get your info. If you want to help volunteer, I'm sure we're always looking for trackers and comms. Not only for the Invitational League, but the Open League as well. There's an ALTTPR League set of Twitch channels as well that a lot of the Open League gets restreamed onto, so looking for lots of help. And hey, thanks for watching, everyone, tonight. Have a great night, and I believe there will be yet another race in about a half an hour, and let's see who that is really quick. I can answer that for you. It will be Maniacal versus Flip Heel, which is Bottles on Empty versus Don't Forget to Track Us. And you'll have, I believe it'll be Drossi and Zentho on the comms there for y'all. So in a half an hour, well, see you then.
And one more thing, we do have a couple Open League matches going on the ALTTPR League and the ALTTPR League 2. So go ahead and check those out if you don't feel like waiting another half an hour.
There you have it. Lots of racing. You know, the league is a very, very packed time in the schedule. You can get your fix of ALTTPR Randomizer and then some. So have a great evening, everyone. And until the next race, I've been Josh Bittner, and we have VXR here.
Have a good night, everyone.
Take care.